You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show. I realised I can't afford to live if I'm not working. And that was the pivotal moment for me, because I was like, I'm still working in a job, but this time I'm paying myself. And I just thought, I need to do business differently. And so I looked at other businesses that were doing this. Like you mentioned, Tony Robbins. I was like, Tony Robbins isn't the only person in his business. He's making a massive impact and some great money. There must be other ways of doing this.
Great money, he's doing all right.
I was like, there's got to be other ways of doing this. And so I sat down, I was like, right, I'm just going to analyze and model, because I was an accountant. I was like, I'm just going to go through all the technical side, look at everyone's businesses and I picked sort of, I can't even remember who they were, about 5 of the top businesses at the time that I wanted to model. And I just analyzed everything. And I realized that I needed to scale differently. And so I then brought on business partners in my businesses. I started writing my first book, because I thought, if I can elevate my status and tell my story, then people will buy from me more, but I can actually scale it more. So I won't be working one-to-one anymore. So I wrote my first book. That did extremely well. I was so grateful that it went as far as it went. And that was my story of my depression, not even, anything useful for people in business, and in my opinion.
I mean,
and then
it is very useful for people in business, right? Because a lot of people go through depression in business and they just keep going, don't they?
Yeah. But I didn't think it would be something someone would buy. I just thought, this would just help me elevate my status, and those that are depressed might need it. Whereas what I realized was what I was writing in my book was helping all my clients go through any ups and downs, like you say, because everyone goes through it. Not everyone talks about it. And then I wrote my book, and then other people came to me and said, Chloe, I know you've coached me through my life. You've coached me through a bit of my business. How did you do that with your book? How did you get more visibility? How have you grown your status? How are you getting invited on the media? How are you getting on magazine covers? And that's when I suddenly realized, I was like, this is it. I've built my brand to a place now where I can get interviewed on podcasts and speak on stages, and my business is still earning me money. And that's what I realized. That's what I love to help people with. So do I still have sleepless nights? Yes. Do I still have the stress? Yes. But my mind is not attached to my money. So if I do have a mental breakdown, if I do go through a depressive state, my business will still make money. And that was the difference for me. I built a business, not a job.
That's powerful. I think I remember someone saying, like, being self-employed, you're literally the world's worst boss.
Yeah, exactly. Was me.
You don't pay yourself enough. You can't take no holidays.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not working, you're not eating. You're working 24 hours a day. It's crazy, right? There's no break. So that's absolutely amazing. It's really, really amazing to see. Because now you are the visibility queen, right? You've got business queens in business, and you guys are really rocking it right now. Like, what does visibility actually mean to you?
Yeah. Visibility is about getting seen. It's about people knowing who you are. Now, I always say to people, loads of people want more visibility. Like, every business will be great when they get more people to know who they are. But visibility alone doesn't get you anything. If someone knows who you are and sees you but doesn't value you, they're not going to work with you. So what every business needs, which is kind of hard to do in one tagline, is they need visibility and authority. So visibility is getting seen. Authority is being remembered. Authority is being known as the something. Like you just said, I'm known as visibility queen. Being known as something. So where I specialize in is I help people to get seen, get the visibility, get the eyeballs, and do something with it. Get known, get remembered. Whether you're on a magazine cover, you're in the media, whether you launch a podcast, you want to be a speaker, you want to write a book, whatever that is, whatever your strategy is, it helps people remember who you are so that they want to work with you in the future.
I was just about to ask, like, why is it important that people know who you are?
Yeah. Well, we've all had those sales conversations with potential clients. And they go, but I'm not really sure you're going to be able to help me, or I'll think about it, or all these other sort of objections that you hear. But when people value you and they get on a call with you and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm speaking to you, that's a different energy. And I don't mean I'm not for a place of ego here. I know a lot of people that want to get visible to make themselves feel good and boost their ego. There is no place for ego in business. There is no place for self-esteem in business. If you build a business to build your self-esteem, it's going to collapse. And then if you have a bad day, you're going to collapse. So coming from someone who has been mentally ill before, you've got to detach the emotion. So the reason why I think visibility is so important for businesses is because it helps them get more leads. It helps them get more qualified leads. And it's a difference. For me, since I started doing this in the last 2 years, I get most of my leads from people who come to me They email me, they email my assistant, they hear me on a podcast and they go, I want to work with her. Or, you know, that's what we do in Queens in Business. So it's about getting more leads. So ultimately you have easier sales conversations and it's less effort.
So if I'm trying to get visible today, what would you say, okay, cool, here are the steps?
Yeah. It depends what type of visibility.
Yeah.
So there's loads of different types. So you can get more visibility by being more active on social media.
Yeah.
There's more visibility that you can get more active by publishing books. You can get more visibility by public speaking, podcasts, great example, speaking on stage, or in the media. So the way I always teach it is 4 things: profession, social media. Second one is book publishing. Third one, public speaking. Fourth one, press. So if you pick one of those and just focus on that. But the biggest thing that gets people results in visibility isn't having a one piece of visibility. It's like the domino effect. Get one, leverage it, it tips over the next one. So if you let's say you get featured in your local radio station. When you leave that local radio station, ask the journalist, ask the reporter, ask the host, oh great, what other stations do you know of that might benefit from hearing my story? Because the world's small. Journalists know journalists, hosts know hosts, podcasters know podcasters. It's what we do, right? So just ask and just start to build it. And then when let's say you get featured in the radio, next time you reach out to your local newspaper, when I was featured on this radio station, I shared X, Y, Z. And it's just about leveraging that domino effect. And then to the point where when someone hears your name, they Google you and they see all these features. They see, you know, like right now, if someone Googles me, there's a panel that says author, speaker. It pops up and then people want to work with you.